What's good, y'all? What's poppin'? Welcome to another Get Ready With Me video. Now, for this video, I actually decided that I would finally revisit the topic that I told you guys I was gonna ask my parents about. And honestly, it's crazy because I've been forgetting to ask my parents about this for over a year now. But I finally asked my parents, and as you guys can tell by the title, it's about why my parents never told me to call them mom and dad. Now, honestly, I never really wanted to ask my parents this question. I just didn't know what they would say about this because I was like, I don't know, do I have the right to ask them this question? Y'all know Haitian parents. Haitian parents could be a little unpredictable, okay? They could be a little mean, and sometimes their answers may surprise you. So honestly, when I first thought about this, I Googled it because I wanted to see what other people's responses would be, other people from different backgrounds, cultures, ethnicities, because I was like, all right, I know I'm not the only one because I've come across certain people in my life who have called their parents by their first names as well. And let me just say straight up, I've called my parents by their first name my entire life. I've never been instructed by my parents to call them mom or dad, not once. And I never thought it was an issue until other people would tell me it was an issue. None of my friends said it was an issue. None of my friends thought it was weird. It was other adults that would literally come up to me or be around me that would be like, oh, why are you calling your parents by their name? That's disrespectful. And I'm like, no, it's not. My parents don't think it's a problem, so why do you think it's a problem? Honestly, if you guys haven't been able to tell, from watching my channel, I've always been that kid that has spoken up and always, tested the norms. A lot of people might find it disrespectful, but I've never been intentionally disrespectful. I've just always spoken up for myself regardless, and I've never let anyone intimidate me, okay? So even though, especially when it comes to Haitian culture, speaking back in a way or saying anything in regards to testing anyone's opinions, especially an adult, may be seen as disrespectful. Personally, I'm just gonna respond. You talk to me, I'm gonna respond, right? So it's crazy because my whole life, I never thought it was a big deal. I will say in middle school, that's when I really started to see damn, that's interesting. Why don't my parents let me call them mom and dad? So essentially, I looked it up, y'all. I legitimately Googled it, and I came up with some interesting answers. And apparently, I saw that a lot of people don't let their kids call them mom and dad, specifically because it breaks down the barrier between parent and child, and it allows their child to see them as a friend rather than a parent. A lot of people like to parent their children to make them feel like they're more of their friend and not like their parent. Now, we all know that can be very problematic. I can't even tell you how many people I know who have that type of relationship with their parents. I literally have a couple of friends who go to the club with their mom or their dad. I'm not even joking. Some of them are Haitian, some of them are American, some of them are of some other cultures from Europe, Asia, South America. And it's very interesting, right? I will say a lot of these people ended up being a lot more open with their parent. A lot of them ended up being pretty great kids now that I think about it. You would think that doing things like that or establishing a connection like that with your child would lead them to be out in the streets, disrespectful, to have a lack of authority. But I guess it really depends on how you do it, because I don't know. I can't see myself going to the club with my kids until maybe they're 30. Because I don't know. I feel like that's just a boundary I wouldn't want to cross. But there's a lot of people that feel like if you raise your kids a certain way, they'll respect you a certain way, and they'll never ever feel any type of way about coming to you about certain things, hence making them trust you more, hence not leading them down a dark path in a way. And I feel like, not that that's what my parents were gonna say when I asked them, right? I was like, okay, maybe they just wanted to raise me like a friend, maybe they wanted me to see them like a friend. And if you guys haven't watched me before, right, I was raised essentially like an only child. I did have a half sister, and I say did because I don't don't necessarily talk to her anymore. Feel free to watch the stories about why I don't have a sister anymore. Yeah. But essentially, I've always been very, very close to my parents, contrary to toxic beliefs and all the toxic shit that they do and all the pressure they put on me to essentially be their parents right now. Bro, it's so annoying how this is not working right now. I gotta get my face started. But contrary to all the toxicity that they put me through and essentially having to be their parents now, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, they're literally the most important people to me in my life. Like, I love my parents. They're the homies. We talk tea, we talk politics, we talk culture, we talk drama. Like, they really are my peeps, you feel me? Even though they get on my goddamn nerves, like, they the homies. I don't feel like contouring today. So I will say that as annoying as they are, since I kind of was raised by myself in my house, I guess that caused me to be closer to them than anything. Despite all the shit that they kind of put me through trauma-wise, when you are raised by yourself, it does lead you to have a closer type of relationship with your parents than people who are raised with siblings. Just like a lot of people who are raised with siblings have a closer relationship to their siblings than with their parents. So I ended up asking my parents eventually, bro. Like, it took me so long. A couple weeks ago, I finally was like, oh, and I've been meaning to ask y'all this. So why don't I call you guys mom and dad? Like, why didn't you guys raise me to call you mom and dad? And they were like, oh yeah, my dad specifically answered it the first time. He was like, oh, I mean, because I wanted to. Just like that, y'all. Just like that. Not even, I wanted you to be closer to me. I wanted to establish a friendship bond. I don't like the dad word. I don't want to feel old. I really would have thought that that's what it was. Like, because I also saw that response online. Like, some people don't want to feel old. They're younger parents. Nope. He's like, oh, I like it. I like people calling me by my name. Where I grew up, everyone calls their parents by their name. And my mom followed up with that too. He was like, yeah, she was like, yeah, don't you see that everyone in the family does that? Like, nobody calls their parents mom and dad. Everyone calls their parents by their name. And I had to sit there and think, like, everybody does call their parents by their name. And just to be, clear here, if any of you guys are Haitian and you're watching this, my family is from Cabaret, by the way. And where my mom grew up, she's from Susmatla specifically. So it's very interesting. Literally, most of my family members literally call their parents by name. And it did not click into me until recently. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Like, we all call our parents by their names. And it's very interesting because, like, specifically, I thought I was the only one. Now I realize why my relatives never said anything to me about it. I'm trying to debate if I want to do an eye look or not, guys, because, like, yeah, I'm gonna go extremely basic today. I'm like, you know what? That explains why none of my cousins ever said nothing to me, because they doing the same damn thing. She's like, yeah, everybody does that. Like, that's just normal for us. Like, we don't do the whole mom, mommy, poppy thing. Like, that's just, like, it's normal. And I'm like, but why? She's like, well, that's just the way we was raised. I didn't call my mom or dad. And my dad's like, yeah, I didn't call my mom or dad either. So, like, that's just the way it is. And I'm just like, I swear to you, I'm just looking at my parents like, but that doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't know. Like, it's very interesting because I don't know what I expected to hear. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Like, I don't know what I expected to hear, but I know I didn't expect that. I really expected, like, a long-winded, like, I don't know. Like, I expected something a little more, I don't know, drawn out. And one question that a lot of people always ask me when they realize that I don't call my parents mom and dad, especially when they're, like, of a different culture, a lot of people always ask me, like, oh, like, that's interesting. You don't call your mom and dad. How did that make you feel growing up? And I'm like nothing. I know they're my fucking parents. Like, but also, since I was so adultified as a kid, a lot of people tend to think, like, I didn't have that connection with my parents in terms of feeling like a kid, or I didn't have a childhood. And it's like, I still had a childhood. I just, like, I guess had to grow up faster than most people. And I guess I had to realize a lot of things faster than a lot of people. I had to take care of myself for a lot of things, but I'm not gonna say I didn't have a childhood. Like, I had Barney growing up and Elmo when I went to beaches and stuff like that. I never really went to a real amusement park. Like, it makes me sad that I never really went to Six Flags until my man took me. It's like, I still had a childhood, and it's not like I felt like my parents weren't my parents. Like, that's not really big thing here. I mean, I feel like a lot of people tend to think that as soon as they see that, they're like, oh wow, like, your parents took away your childhood. And it's like, no, I don't think that. I don't know. I really don't think it's that serious. Comment down below, like, especially if you are one of those people that, like, had parents that had you call them by something completely different, or, you know, had you call them by their name, like, did you feel different? Like, does it make you feel some type of way that when other kids were calling their parents mom and dad, like, did it make you feel some type of way? Because I've had people around me like, don't call your parents that. It's mom and dad. And it's like, it's none of your fucking business. Like, y'all already know, I don't play that shit. Like, I've had people literally sit there like, don't call your parents that. And it's like, there's this thing called your business, and I think you should mind it. Like, I swear to you, it's always kind of bothered me, kind of like when I started getting older, because that's when I started feeling like, damn, I must be doing something wrong. But it's weird because I don't think I've ever blamed my parents for it. And I don't know, it's weird because like I've never felt like my parents were bad parents. I never felt like they weren't shit for that or anything like that. Like, I blame them for the financial part of it all. I blame them for the parts of like, oh, like I sat here, had to go through all of these financial worries and problems because of the shit that they've done in that regard. But like, in terms of like, oh, I wasn't able to have a normal upbringing because my parents didn't let me call them mom and dad, no. Like, I really don't think it's that deep. It's very weird. So then my parents, like, they keep going and they're like, yeah, like, we don't even see the point of the whole mom and dad thing. Like, you know that we're your parents, so why the fuck do you have to go around saying mommy, daddy all day? And I was just like, yo, Haitian parents are top tier, y'all. Like, Haitian parents are freaking hilarious. And it's funny because me and my man talk about this all the time, and he's very much so like, no, my kids are gonna call me mommy and daddy. You do what you do. I know you were raised differently, but like, he comes from a family where like all adults have a proper title. And I'm sure most of you guys are raised the same way, especially in Haitian households, because most Haitian households, like, you call adults by a proper title. Like, even if they're not related to you, even in African households, I know like any adult, you call them auntie or uncle, even if they're not your auntie or uncle. And my man is the same way. And I'm just like, yeah, I wasn't raised like that. You call everybody by their name. And I mean, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. But kid you not, I've never used the word ma tonton, marin, none of that. Everybody's called by their name. Meanwhile, the way my man was raised, calling an adult by their name is disrespectful. So it's just like interesting because it's like, damn, when we have kids, honestly, I don't mind either way because like, I don't see it as disrespect. But when people see me and they see me addressing adults by name, a lot of times they find it disrespectful. Why is this stuff always packaged so goddamn tightly? Shout outs to the people that send me stuff, but damn, people get into relationships, they don't think about stuff like that. Like, how will you raise your kids to address you? And I feel like people should think about stuff like that. That's actually kind of important. Like I said, I personally don't give a fuck how my kids address me. I don't care if they call me mom, mama, Yvana. Doesn't bother me, specifically because I called my parents by their name. Your kids kind of know who you are, so I really don't think it's that big of a deal, but some people think it's that big of a deal. But my man, I think he would have a very big issue if they called him by his name. So I think we'll be on one accord for that. But some people, I think they do have an issue with it. I think he would have like a straight up atatak. Now imagine, now my kids go to my parents' house and they see me calling my parents by their first name. So now I'm like, ah, damn it. And they're gonna be like, mommy, why do you call grandma and grandpa by their name? Now I gotta explain that shit. So it's like, okay, well, that's why family dynamics, titles, all of that do need to be discussed ahead of time. Because yesterday I saw one of my family members who came over from Brazil on a visa, and basically, first time I saw my mom addressing herself as auntie. I was like, what the fuck is auntie? Never in my life have I seen her use a proper title. I swear to God, because she doesn't. Like I said, my family doesn't use titles like that. But this was a distant relative. Like, she's like, she's technically like she's like a third or fourth cousin. It's hard to explain, but let's just say she's a distant cousin. I don't even want to get into the logistics of it. So I'm sitting there like, what the hell? Like, my mom is interacting with the lady's kids, and she's like, yeah, say hi to say hi to auntie. And I'm just like, since when the fuck are you auntie? Like, that's the first time, because anytime she sees any other kids that are like a little bit closer to us relative wise, she be like, oh, namse yada da, my name is this, namse da 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 da. And I'm like, that's interesting. So I mean, at least she knows how to like turn it off and turn it off for certain relatives. You do that shit for me, but I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't really feel that much of a way about it, to be quite honest with you, because it's like, do what you do, you and your crew. It's like, not stop. But no, it's not that fucking serious in my opinion, because it didn't really affect me. It's other people that affected me. And it's crazy how like you could grow up a specific way and think there's nothing wrong with it until people start fucking opening their mouth and putting their business, well, your business and their business. You understand what I'm talking about. Since when does that matter to you? Eh? Like, why does it matter to other people what you call your parents? And I guess it matters in a way because it's like, oh, then they think their kids are gonna start calling calling you by their name, you by your name, because, you know, one kid does it, but it's like, that's never happened to my knowledge anyway. Except for my cousin. Now it's funny because DMX thinks or says that his kids started calling him by his name because I was calling him by his name. And I'm like, nigga, now that I know that everybody on my mom's side, which DMX is related to me on my mom's side, calls their parents and elders by their first name, I know that nigga fucking maxing. I'm like, why is everything always my fucking fault in this fucking family? I'm like, you guys blame me for everything. It's really annoying. Like, he literally, like, cause I asked him too, actually, before I asked my parents, like maybe a year or two ago. I was like, so why do we call you by your name? And he was like, oh, it's because of you. You always calling me by my name. So all the kids call me by my name. I'm like, why the fuck everything always my fault? I'm like, you guys are always blaming me. And I can't wait to start talking about DMX on my Patreon, y'all, because DMX, bro, toxic as hell. Like, fun fact, DMX is actually like a very prominent father figure in my life. And then we fell off for a year because he tried to pick his bitch over me. Y'all, the dramatics of that. He didn't talk to me for like 6 years because of his bitch. Long story short, he tried to say I didn't say bye to his bitch. Literally. He said I didn't say bye to her. And I said bye to her in his face. I just didn't hug her. And I don't hug people like that. Yes, I'm a hugger, but I didn't know her like that at the time. So it's gonna be on a Patreon eventually. It's crazy. I'm like, why is everything always my fault? Like, and then we got into a whole argument about that. I'm like, bro, I ain't scared of you no more. Like, just because you talk like DMX and you yell for a living, don't mean I'm afraid of you anymore. I'm not 5. You yell all you want. Niggas wanna fight. What? Let me stop. Like, seriously, like, always trying to fight. Always talking like you got a problem. Like, sir, nobody wanna fight you. Like, always talking like there's an issue. Like, it's not me. That's a common theme you're gonna see in a lot of the stories that I'm gonna be coming out with on this channel as well as the Patreon. On Patreon, you guys already see everything's always my fault, right? But the stories that you guys have already seen on this channel, you see everything's always my fault. It's always Yvana's job to fix things. It's always Yvana's this, that, and the third. It's like, bro, like, come on now. Damn, I think I put too much concealer on my eyebrows because this shit's starting to look like the freaking foundation. Did I put it's the wrong foundation? No, it's not actually. I don't know what the fuck happened. This concealer done took over. It was supposed to be for my eyebrows. I'm starting to look like a ghost. Look at this. But yeah, guys, so essentially, that's why my parents never instructed me to call them mom and dad. And I've been telling you guys I was gonna ask them for a long time. That's why I was like, you know what, let me just sit down and actually do this while I put on my makeup. I have like a plethora of different videos to film today for my main channel. This shit going. Like, I finally got the answer like maybe 2 weeks ago. And I was like, oh. I feel like my skin has been getting a little lately, putting makeup on. But I haven't been putting the makeup on like often, to be honest with you. Just like this week, put on makeup like, I think this is my 2nd time. I know some people put on makeup every day, guys, but not I. I put on lashes and lip gloss. Like, I feel like I'm looking like a ghost. I have to come back and fix this shit. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm out here looking crazy. Or maybe I just feel like I look crazy, but I don't look crazy. 2 seconds, guys. Bathroom check. I very much so look crazy. It's very weird. I don't understand. Let's try to fix this real quick. But yo, I was in the sun, but it's like, that shit don't make no sense. Who grow up in different regions, different parts of the world, or same parts of the world, can have different outlooks on how they want to raise their children, how they have different titles for different types of people. It's very interesting because, to be honest, even like, though my parents raised me to call them by their names, they never told me to call other people different things either. They never said, oh yeah, call elders by auntie or call whatever uncle. They never told me that either. Like, I call everybody by their goddamn name. And nobody's ever addressed me about it, so it's very interesting. And no one's ever said anything really to my face anyway, like in terms of like adults saying, oh no, call me auntie. Cause bitch, you ain't my auntie. See, now that's gonna be an issue because I know for a fact my man might try to raise our kids to be like, oh no, this person's an elder, call them auntie. And I'm be like, nah, bro, not everybody's auntie, not everybody uncle, bro. So I don't like that. That aspect of just calling everybody auntie and everybody uncle, I don't like. I'll say that much. I don't like that because if you're not a relative, you're not a relative. I know there's a lot of people that feel differently about that. They just feel like every adult should be addressed as an auntie or an uncle, but it's like, no, I don't think that's how it should be. I feel like the only people that get that title are people that are actually that, because then it starts kind of muddying the waters. Like, how the fuck are you supposed to know who's auntie and who's uncle? Come on back on in. I don't like that shit. I feel like that's a lot better. But it's kind of crazy because that means now I'm gonna have to start checking my face. I said checking my face. That means I'm gonna have to start mixing my tinted moisturizer in my foundation because tinted moisturizer is a little bit darker. This is 355 Fit Me tinted moisturizer. This is crazy as fuck. Like, this was my perfect shade. This is the Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation. Like, I'm kind of sad about it because the fuck. Like, literally 2 days ago I wore this and it was perfect. But I was at the fair. I was at the state fair. So now I'm like, bro, the fuck. Time for the most annoying part of all, eyeliner. I can't stand doing eyeliner, especially because I think like all my eyeliners are dried up. Yup, it's exactly what's going on here. So I just discovered lip liner and like I'm obsessed with doing lip liner. You know what's funny? In fact, I bought like a whole pack of lip liners intending to do them and then I never did them. So now I have like a pack of these things in here that I've never done, but I'm gonna start doing them now. So today I'm actually gonna do a brown lip liner. So I'm gonna do that first while I figure out where the hell my eyeliner is because I took it with me the other day and I can't find it. So let's just do this. I wanna do a brown lip liner. Do not buy the Maybelline New York Color Central Shaping Lip Liner because the tip broke off fucking twice. Kikakasa. The fuck? I need to find my eyeliner, guys, or a eyeliner. I don't really like pencil liners. I like me a gel liner, and sadly, I have absolutely no idea where any of it is. Yip fucking ye. Oh wait, actually, this is a brand new one, but this is like also a pencil liner. Let me see if I can finesse. Oh, finesse, guys, it's working. Ah, finesse. If I can't find it, yeah. Yeah, that I can't do a cat eye because this tip is done up. Bro, kunya, I have to go buy eyeliner. I feel like I'm constantly buying eyeliner. Look at all these goddamn eyeliners. And all of them useless. Some of this shit old as hell. I don't know where half this shit came from or when I bought it or got it or. Lip colorize, I don't know what I want to do. I kind of want to just like do a basic gloss. But now I feel a little ambitious. So one thing about me, I got lipsticks for days. I got lip glosses for days. Going with a clear mascara. I love clear mascara, guys. Like, I'll tell you, I was looking for clear mascara for a long time because there's a lot of places that just stopped selling it. I was just like, bro, I found this at Dollar Tree. My life was made. Anyways, this is the Milani Bronze Beauty. Okay, good enough. One thing I like about this lipstick is it stays. One thing I don't like about the lipstick is that it's a drier, like matte type lipstick, but it really does pop. Definitely gonna be changing my jewelry. Gotta do something else with my hair. Look at all this new growth, guys. Oh, my retwist gonna be twisted. But my hairstylist is in Jamaica. She needs to come back. Yo, I feel like I keep leaving my lashes at my man's house. Like, he got at least 3 of my really good lashes at his house. Yes, because I have none right here, which means I gotta bring out a new pair. So fucking annoying. Bro, I got this set of like a fuck ton of lashes from Amazon. Can we believe that I lost more than half of them because I'm irresponsible? I think we could believe it, but let's blame ADHD because it's the source of all of my problems. Oh my God. You know, I don't understand why these things be so sticky. Like, do they want us to like rip the lashes? Because like, it's almost impossible to get these things out. For real. But if I'm not mistaken, the lashes are from Jimmery Gorgeous Lashes. Jimmeyer? But they're really, really nice. And there's different kinds. I'm not even gonna lie. A lot of them are very extra, but I really like them. Take care of my lash glue, because this is the best lash glue I ever had. And my ass lost the cap. Y'all, you ever lost the cap to your lash glue? Because my ass did, and now I'm suffering. Never lose the cap to your lash glue, y'all. It'll be your worst mistake. Bro, I mentioned this in my last Get Ready With Me, but like, am I the only one that can't put lashes on with the little tongs, like the eyelash tongs? I feel like they have a real name, and you guys are laughing at me calling them eyelash tongs. But I could never put them shits on with it. Like, I have to do it with my hands. Like, they be getting stuck. And then it's just like mad uncomfortable. It's like, oof. Yo, I don't know why. Like, this is the most delicate process ever. And I used to love my magnetic lashes, but I feel like I ran out of magnetic eyeliner. So that shit is so much easier than this, and it takes a lot less time. Probably gonna put on some different jewelry and get ready to film for the day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, definitely comment down below. What do you call your parents? And definitely comment down below because there's too many of y'all motherfuckers that be watching these videos. I don't be commenting anything. I understand some of y'all be busy. Y'all be cleaning. Y'all be thotting. Y'all be walking. Y'all be doing all of that. Which, you guys, before you go, we are now a podcast. Some of my videos can now be received on all major streaming platforms. So please go ahead and go stream Spotify, Stitcher, Apple podcast, what else? All that stuff, okay? We can now stream the Mademoiselle. Now, it's gonna take a while for everything to be up on there, but right now, go catch up on the things that you haven't caught up on because, you know, the Mademoiselle get 3 channels, okay? We have 3 channels. I know there's gonna be something up there that you haven't even heard before, something that you're like, oh shit, I done missed this one, so let's go see Paul, okay? It takes $0.0 to go listen to the podcast, okay? We got a lot of things cooking in 2023. We're trying to be international, baby, so let's get it together. Let's get it together. together. Let's go listen to the podcast. Let's go subscribe to the Patreon. Shout out to all 153 of y'all. And all y'all gotta go join the private Discord too. Yeah, I'm calling you out if you're not on the Discord. The private Discord. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to me. You guys so much for supporting me. I love you guys so very much. You guys are the best. I would cry, but I just did my makeup. See you guys in the next video, and I'm gonna see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.